What's up everyone, welcome back to Maytag Gaming. My name is Roland, this is the best channel that nobody watches except a few special people like yourselves, and today we're gonna be talking about gloves. Specifically about the new gloves that arrived in the game. I guess Big Daddy Gabe needed some extra cash for Christmas and said, what the heck, let's do this. Overall, I haven't played the operation, to be honest with you. I said after the last operation I'm not gonna play anymore operations because the last one was pretty bad. After I think week 4 or 5 I found that the missions were a little bit time wasting and just not fun to do, so I didn't want to waste time and money on this one, but I did it sort of because I got a new glove, but about that later. Today in this video I want to talk to you about the top 10 gloves that the Operation Broken Fang gave us, in my humble opinion. Everglove's Queen Jaguar. Now I really dig these gloves. I think they have an interesting pattern with the panther or the jaguar, whatever you want to call it, leopard. They all look pretty similar. I like the way it looks, and I think it can work really well with some of the knife families, such as the stained knife family, or maybe the case hardened also is a decent one that would go strictly color based. Now if you want to dig in deeper, for example, you can also get the lore knives and also the tiger tooth, which would be also very thematic with the whole operation. But I think that if you want to have a good glove with those gloves, with a good glove, I think that if you want to have a good glove combination for the lore and the tiger tooth, I think you have better options, such as the driver gloves Overtake, or even the sport gloves Arid. So you have options, but for this glove, I think actually the stained goes the best, if you ask me. It can be a really nice combo, and it's not gonna be expensive. So what I like about these gloves, it's that most of them are on the lower end of things, and then it gives a lot of options for people that don't want to or just can't get expensive skins, which is a great idea. I mean, it's still like field tested, it's still 150, but you get my point. And if you like these gloves but you would like to spend like half the money but have still a similar color pattern, I think the driver gloves Convoy are a very good fit. You can get them for less than 70 euros in field tested, which is the one that I would go for. You can even get it in well worn, but that's actually more expensive than the field tested, so there's no point. The Convoy I think looks also really good. Not very expensive. You can get a low float one for low money, and then you can do whatever combination with knives do you want on that one. Up next at number 9 we have the Specialist Gloves Marble Fade. Now close your eyes. Imagine you never saw these gloves, and somebody will tell you, oh, Valve is gonna drop a Marble Fade glove. You're gonna lose your shit, because Marble Fade is pretty awesome in my opinion. The color pattern, so on and so forth. But I don't know, for some reason when you look at these gloves they just look bad. They're expensive, they're not so good looking. I think they messed up the colored parts. The dark blue here, I think it's too prominent. They should have pulled back the knuckles a little bit and just added more color to these parts of the gloves. It's just a lot of emptiness, and I don't think this is a good option for anybody involved. It is on the 9th place on today's list, but I don't know, I'm just not into it. It's still better than some of the other gloves. But in my opinion, actually the Specialist Gloves Fade looks much better than this one, and at least that one's also cheaper, by the way. And if you are into Marble Fade and stuff like that, you can still use these gloves to pair it up with a Marble Fade knife, if that's your slice of bread. But I don't know, I just don't like these that much. But for lack of better options, this is on the number 9 spot in today's list. Now obviously because of the color pattern here and the number of colors that's on display on these gloves, you can combine this with a lot of knives, such as the Gamma Doppler, the Marble Fade obviously, Tiger Tooth, maybe Crimson Web and the Ruby Doppler. But everything is expensive when it comes to this glove and what you could pair it up with, and I just don't see the value in it. I mean, obviously I don't have to remind you this, guys, we are talking about pixels in the game, but like just hypothetically speaking here. Up next at number 8 we have the Raisin, the red driver gloves. I think these are pretty good. They're actually quite cheap. You can get them for under 140 euros in field tested, and I think this is a pretty decent option for people that like a red loadout or Bordeaux, because this is not actually red. And I think an obvious choice, knife-wise. This I think only looks good with the Slaughter. Maybe with the rust coat, but I think this is made for the Slaughter. Now, the good thing about this glove is that if you've ever dreamed of having a Crimson Weave driver glove, which is significantly more expensive, the field tested one is double the price of this one, I think this is a good option for you if you don't want to spend too much. And the difference between the two is definitely not double, like the price. Crimson Weave is a very nice glove, but I mean, when you have this option now, I think people think twice about it. Obviously the red is nicer on the Crimson Weave, but this holds its own, and it's quite cheap. So as I said, I like these gloves. I think they offer good value. Up next at number 7 we have the driver gloves black tie. Now recently Valve gave us a lot of options. If you like black and white gloves, or just black gloves, or just white gloves, Valve gave us, with this update, quite a few options, namely the Unhinged, the driver gloves Snow Leopard, moto gloves Smokeout, and the sport gloves Nocts. Now, out of all of this, with one exception, but we'll talk about that later, I think the black tie looks the best. I like the simplicity of it. Obviously, the way they combine the colors, I think it's very tasteful and good looking. And you have really nice choices when it comes to knives with these ones. Some of the obvious ones would be the blue steel knives, obviously the black laminate skins, which I'm a big fan of. But also, if you like the brighter ones, maybe a Damascus steel would go well, an urban masked, and also the vanilla knives. So you have a lot of options here. Most of the times, the blue steel ones especially, the knives themselves are a little bit cheaper than the other more prestigious, so to say, knife families, and they're still looking very nicely. And I think they go very well with the black tie. Up next, we have the Tiger Strike. Now, I know, this is not a glove for everybody. This is really a personal taste. I usually am a big sucker for orange knives. What? No. Also, the orange gloves I've had in the past I liked, especially the Moto Gloves POW. I think I've owned that on 2 or 3 different occasions. Or the Specialist Gloves. Which one are those? Foundation. That are also, they have a nice orange pattern that can make some of the skins in-game, namely the Asimov and some other families, so to say. They can look really nicely with those. Now this is on the list today, mostly because it's orange. So it's number 6 spot, and I know this will not be for everybody's taste, but this is my list, baby. Now some of the knives that would go well with this, it's hard to say. I think again the stained would go decently. I think a battle scarred rust coat would be the best choice here. The stained and the battle scarred rust coat would be a good option. It's hard to pair up usually orange gloves with knives because there's just none of them. No orange knives in the game. I know we have the Tiger Tooth, which is yellow, but it's not the same. So it can be hard to find the knives if you wanna combine stuff. Up next at number 5 we have the Sport Gloves Big Game. Now again, an orange glove, but this time I think this is more tasteful, better looking, and I like the black part, also the darker orange parts on the glove. I think they look really nice, and also like in general I think the sport gloves are really cool. Pair this bad boy up with some blue steel knives and I think you have a really good looking combination. Up next at number 4 we have the driver gloves Snow Leopard. Now when the Operation first came out, this is the glove that jumped out to me the most, I think. I think they're really good looking. I like the white gloves also, besides the orange ones and obviously the red ones. I like the white ones also, but the problem that I have with this one is the price. I think they are really overpriced. The field tested one is like 900 euros, well worn is 500, battle scarred is 350. Now, that being said, I think the elephant is the room. The elephant is the room? The elephant in the room is the King Snake. A driver gloves King Snake. I think it's a much better option. I mean, the snake bites the leopard and then the leopards run away. It's as easy as that. And nowadays the King Snake's prices have came down a little bit, normalized. It's like under 400 euros for a field tested one. In the past it was more expensive because, like, I don't know, like Simple played with it for a while, then everybody went crazy. But I remember simpler times when it was like 250. These are actually the first pair of gloves that I ever got. Because I really liked these ones, I still do. But then prices just went crazy on them. Now they seem to normalize a little bit. It's also because, like, yeah, the new Operation came out and everybody's selling their skins to get new ones, blah blah blah. But I think the King Snake is much better than the Snow Leopard, and the Snow Leopard is definitely overpriced. But if price is not a problem, and we're talking strictly aesthetically, I think the Snow Leopard is quite cool. Obviously you can pair it up with some black laminate knives, and the vanilla knives mostly, I think. I think that's the one, those are the ones that I would get with this glove. Cracking the number 3 on our list today are gonna be the Sport Gloves Slingshot. I think there's not much to be said about this one. I really like the red that's used here, the lighter red, and I think the little patterns, I don't even know what to call these, they're almost pink, a very light pink, go very well with the light red. And obviously an obvious choice for these gloves would be the Slaughter knives. I wouldn't go for the Crimson Web ones, but I think the Slaughter knives are really good and the only knives that you should use these gloves with. Otherwise, don't get them. Up next at number 2 we have the Scarlet Shamag. I hope I read that correctly. Now if you don't like the Slingshot, which we've talked about previously, I think the Scarlet is a better option, a different option, because the Slingshot is lighter. It has a light color, lighter red, and the pink as we talked previously. This is all black and red, which I'm all down for. I think this looks really tasteful. You could use the Crimson Webs here as a knife choice, but you can also combine this with the Slaughter, because I think the red is right there with both of them. So your choices are really up to you. I really like how this looks. I always like black and red combinations, even in real life with stuff that's around me. My keyboard, my mousepad, my monitor, everything is black and red. So obviously these are really cool in my humble opinion. I think they're a little bit expensive. Like the field tested ones are like under 600 euros, which is a lot of money. So they're definitely in the premium tier, but for a good reason. And on the number 1 spot today on our list of the best gloves from the Broken Fang operation, in my humble opinion, is the MotherBoard Blood Pressure. Finally, guys! Finally, we have some gloves that go very well with the Crimson Web knives. Up until this point, we didn't have a choice, in my humble opinion. We had the Crimson Weave gloves. What else? We had like the Specialist gloves, Crimson Web, but the red on those gloves it's faded, man. It's just not the same. Then you have the hand wraps, maybe the hand wraps Slaughter, but again, the red is very boring. If you can call a color boring. On the other hand, the red on this one is like perfect. The black and red combination is just perfect for a crimson web in these hands, and that's why this is on the #1 spot today. I actually got one of these gloves. I've traded some of my skins and got one. I got it for fairly cheap actually. I think it was like under 300, and now they're rocking for 350, so I guess I got lucky on that one. One of the very rare occasions when I get lucky with skins. Most of the times I just whatever. But I think these gloves are really cool. I like black and red, so that might be a fault of mine. But this is my video, this is my opinion, this is my channel. And let me know what's your opinion. Let me know what you thought about this video, if you agree with my choices, and what are your choices. What would you like to have, or you already got from these skins, from this operation. And guys, do you enjoy playing the operation, by the way? Because I haven't looked much into it. I want to know what your opinion is, and yeah, I'll catch you again next time. If we don't hear each other in a video up until next year, I wish everybody a lovely, lovely Christmas, a happy new year, a better year than the one that just passed, because this was a horror year. I think everybody wants to just forget about it. Forget about it, you know? But anyways, I just wanted to say that I wish everybody a lovely time in these holidays with your families or with whoever you choose to spend them. I would deeply appreciate a like from you, maybe share the channel or the video with some of your friends. That helps out. And until next time, stay safe, stay clean, and stay strong.